I got an overrated for you. Overrated. Picking up a fucking magazine that lists 10 great places to go to breakfast and then believing that no one else read the magazine and there's not going to be a line 3 miles long the next fucking morning when you show up to get your pancakes. That's exactly what happened. We pull up and I see this fucking, looks like a goddamn bread line during the Depression. And I'm with Nia and her mom and I immediately just go, hey, you guys want to go somewhere else? And then somebody in the car goes, well, there's probably going to be a line everywhere, right? So we fucking stand in line for 40 minutes. Got to the point I'm crouching down like my back is killing, my lower back. Like I'm so old I can't stand for longer than like 20 minutes without my lower back killing me. So I'm standing there. 40 minutes in, I'm crouching down like, you ever see Asians when they have a conversation in China? How they just fucking, they can crouch down like that? Or people in India, you know, they crouch down like that. They've been doing it their whole lives. So their hamstrings are all stretched out. I was squatting down like that. My big head turning all red. I'm trying to stand in a little bit of the shade. And, I don't know. Finally, I was like, let's get the fuck out of here, right? So everybody agreed. We leave, and we end up going. I mean, we stood in line for breakfast so long, it was now time to get lunch. So we end up going down. We were on Santa Monica, and we go down into West Hollywood. And there's a place down there, Hamburger Harry's. They have great fucking, they got great burgers. And but it's also one of the gayest places you'll ever go to in your life. I didn't realize how gay it was. You know, I went there and the waiter was like really gay or whatever, but I didn't really think about it, right? So I drop off the ladies and I go over and I park the car. I get out of the car and I come walking in and I'm starving. And as I'm walking in, all of a sudden this guy pushes me in the back. Like gave me a nice little shove. And I turn around and he goes, do you need a table? This fucking gay dude pushed me in the back. He pushed me. Like fucked it. Like not hard enough to make me stumble, but hard enough to fuck up the gait of my walk. And I immediately, you know, felt the feelings you feel when somebody fucking pushes you. When I turn around, like, what the fuck? And the guy's just down there. Do you need a table? And I went, no, I'm meeting them over there. And then he kind of had a weird look on his face and he walked away. And I sit down and he's like, hey, how's it going? I'm like, what do you mean, how's it going? I go, that fucking gay guy just pushed me. So I tell her the story and I go, what the fuck? Is it some gay thing? You just fucking go around pushing people? And then Nia goes, he was probably hitting on you. Right? So now my ego kicks in. I'm like, fuck, I still am in shape. So for any of my fucking twinkle-toed listeners out there, is that how you guys hit on each other? Or was that just like, hey, silly, do you want a table? Is that what he was doing? It was fucking annoying, whatever it was. Then I felt embarrassed. Then I felt bad, like that look on his face when I went, no, I'm sitting over here. Like then he thought that I don't know what. That I was saying, get out of here, you queer. You know, because that's a whole big fucking thing now. You got to be nice to those guys. You know what the fuck I'm saying. So anyways, so we sit down. All right. And immediately, a dude comes over. Hi, can I take your order? We fucking order. And we're getting our food immediately. The way you should when you go out to eat. So now, despite the fact that the waiter pushed me like that dude who pushed Zdeno Chara after he scored the goal. That's basically how he pushed me. And then I turned around and looked at him like I was going to run him into the boards, basically, right? So they fucking bring the food over. It's delicious. Everything's going great. And then all of a sudden, this fucking dude gets on the mic and you can't see him. He's like, okay, everybody, show starting in 10 minutes, right? And I say to Nia, go, what's going on? She goes, evidently they're going to have a show. So it's fucking broad daylight out. I guess they're going to come out and drag and they're going to do a show. Like this is how gay this place is, that they're going to have a brunch / transvestite lip sync fucking show. And I got to tell you, it was absolutely fucking hilarious. We was sitting there and the guy on the mic, it's like 11:30 in the morning and he said cunt on the mic. He goes, come on, bitches, drink up. We're having a show. Don't be a bunch of something. He goes, sorry, I'm sorry. I'm just feeling a little cunty. I'm sitting there. with Nia's mom. And this guy starts saying cunt like every other fucking word in broad daylight. And as a comedian, I had to respect the guy. All right? I've never said cunt on stage when the sun's out. I'm not going to lie to you. I barely say it on stage. I say it a ton of times here because it's ridiculous. But I really don't say it that much on a comedy club stage. And this dude / half a lady is saying cunt every other word at brunch. And so anyway, so they come down. Like 3 of them. The host sucked, right? He had this giant head with this huge fucking, I don't know what, blonde wig on. And he was like doing jokes that should have been funny but weren't. At some point, he said something about a bloody pussy. And we're sitting here eating brunch. And he makes a bloody pussy joke. So just as a comedian, this should have been hilarious. But timing was awful. He'd say the setup, and then he'd mumble the punchline. And he was annoying me. The next one came out, was all right. The dude looked like Nancy Grace, so that was cracking me up. And then the next one looked like a soccer mom. If she was in Battlestar Galactica, you know when they have those, they get that Woodstock Ellen DeGeneres haircut. Kind of had that, but spiked up. And that was hilarious. And then the last one freaked me out. There's always one that's going to freak you out because it's going to almost look like a fucking chick. So it had like ass implants, and it's like I'm trying to eat. And I got to get out of here. So I go up. I walk out of the restaurant because, it's one of those deals. It's like when in Rome. You went into their place, so you got to tolerate. Then there's that point where you're just like, all right, this is too fucking creepy. I got to get out of here. So I walk out. And I'm standing on the corner out in front of this place that turned into the gayest place I've ever been in. And I got to tell you, I walk down the street all the time in L.A. Nobody ever tells me that they saw me. Nobody's ever seen me, nothing. I come walking out of this place, right? And behind me is the transvestite that almost looks like a chick with ass implants and is dancing to Salt and Pepper, Push It. I swear to God. So I'm standing out in front of that place. And it's that part of the song that's going, push it. Dun-dun-dun-dun. And this guy pulls up from the Comedy Store, stopping at the red light. He's like, hey, Bill, how you doing? And I'm just like, hey, how's it going? Dun, 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 in the fucking background. And my face literally turned red with embarrassment. But fortunately, the guy owned a restaurant across the way, so then he ended up coming out, how fucking funny is that? He comes over to me, and he goes, to shoot the shit, because I've been telling him I was going to go to his restaurant, and that just then, fortunately, Nia and her mom walked out, and I've never been so relieved to be like, this is my girlfriend, and this is her mom. I didn't know that there was going to be a fucking, it was like a mid-'80s, I don't know what, a mid-'80s sitcom, where there's a situation